Good afternoon, fellow students, special guests, faculty, friends and family. My name is Candice Daniels and I'm a Bachelor of Business Event Management graduate and current MBA student with Torrens University. I'd just like to thank you all for having me here today. It's an absolute honour to be able to give this address. So on behalf of the graduating body, I wish to congratulate everybody on a job well done. We've completed our degrees under some really adverse conditions. So I started with Torrens in trimester 1 of 2020 on campus at Bowen Hills, where I made some really good friends and loved the learning and everything, and then was pretty much relegated to the couch after that. I loved being in my jammies to study, but oh my God, it was so much harder. Staying disciplined in that, doing your 700th assignment instead of watching the latest season of RuPaul's Drag Race. So please do take a moment to reflect on how resilient this degree has actually made us all. We've really had to roll with everything, the faculty and students, learning new things and dealing with our home life and everything like that. Sometimes it probably felt too hard, but here we all are celebrating ourselves and all of our achievements. It's all about the little wins. So as you can tell, a bit slow getting on the education train. I'm a mature student because I come back at about 35. So with that in mind, I just wanted to give you a little insight into my life and my journey and some of the lessons I learned along the way. So I'll save you the boring backstory. Basically I was an average student at high school, spent more time smoking behind the sports shed than I did actually in class. But had no real direction and didn't really even know what I wanted to be when I grew up. Through my 20s, I worked some relatively thankless jobs, got married, built a home, and had my wonderful son Oliver, who's sitting here today to support me. And during that time, I spent my downtime perfecting my craft of cake decorating, which then actually manifested itself into a love of events. Not long after Ollie arrived, my world kind of fell apart. My marriage broke down, I lost my home, all of my friends, family, and I was sad and alone, with no real future, no job prospects, and no idea how to even begin adulting, alone, like an actual grown-up. I was so low in life that I was unable to see any kind of win. After a few years, with the support of some amazing new people, I began to see some value in myself, celebrating some fairly insignificant wins like they were gold medals. Legit calling Energex was an anxiety-inducing endeavour, but I still managed to get there, little win. Soon after all of that, my wonderful partner Chad convinced me to follow my event management calling, which I can tell you now is a lot harder than weddings and parties and cake. So I enrolled in TAFE and got my diploma. On my first day, I sat next to all the 17 and 18-year-olds and thought, oh my God, more panic-inducing than Energex, honestly. But I got through the first day and the next and chalk up all of these little wins. It wasn't until I graduated that I realised just how many wins I'd actually achieved throughout the journey there. Naturally, it led me to then come to Torrens for my bachelor. So I chose Torrens because mostly the view of the bridge. It was actually, I was so excited to get a degree in a field that I'm passionate about. So with my learning credits that I'd received from the TAFE diploma and accelerated learning, I got my degree down into 4 trimesters. Where am I? I've lost. There we go. Yeah, so juggling home life and that was definitely really hard, but it's definitely a win. Studying the 4 subjects at a time, I kind of see now why they tell you not to. It is ridiculous, but it has shown me how competent I really am, so that's a win. At one stage, one of my lecturers actually asked me if she could use one of my assignments as the exemplar for future students. Big win. And then having the opportunity to leave a lasting impression with my internship family, who still ask for me back, absolute win. I look back now and I can barely remember the person who felt incapable and like she couldn't win at life. So much has changed and I'm unbelievably proud of my own growth, and I put a lot of that down to the repeated achievements, celebrating grades and watching that subject list diminish, Studying with Torrens has allowed me to be bold, it's helped me to be creative, and I don't know, one day maybe I'll be global. I currently have 2 jobs. One is an event host for singles meets, which is really fun, and the other is an event coordinator for a major runway company, who I'm thankful for every day. They allow me to celebrate my little wins. Looking back on everything, I can see all of those wins and how they've all led me here. So now with your degree officially completed and a world of potential at your fingertips, don't forget to celebrate not just today's big win, but all of the little wins that got you here today. Thank you.